In Chapter 5, we are going to learn different types of production cost. Production is a process of transforming input into output. In general, there are two types of production cost, namely fixed cost and variable cost. Fixed cost is input cost that remains constant when quantity of output changes. Examples of fixed costs include land, building, salaries for permanent staff, and capital such as machines. On the other hand, variable cost is input cost that changes as output changes. Examples of variable costs are raw materials, wages of part-time staff, cost of utilities, transportation, and maintenance. The sum of fixed cost and variable cost is the total cost of production. The attached diagram shows different types of production cost curve. The horizontal axis represents output quantity, and the vertical axis represents cost. As fixed cost is always constant, regardless of output quantity, the fixed cost curve is illustrated by a horizontal straight line. Total variable cost has an outward sloping curve. This reflects that total variable cost increases as output increases. Total cost curve has positive slope too. It is almost parallel with the variable cost curve. Vertical distance between total cost and variable cost curve is fixed cost. Now, let us move on to the concepts of average cost that include average fixed cost, average variable cost, and average total cost. Each average cost is calculated by using the total cost divided by the quantity of output. For instance, average total cost is equal to total cost divided by quantity of production. Besides that, average total cost is also equal to average fixed cost plus average variable cost. In the attached diagram, the average fixed cost decreases when output increases. As output increases, the difference between average total cost and average variable cost decreases. The difference decreases between average total cost and average variable cost represents average fixed cost. Average total cost curve is U-shaded due to two opposing forces. By referring to Joule's average total cost of producing pizzas, the average total cost decreases when production quantity increases from 100 to 400 pizzas. This happens because total fixed cost is spread over a larger output that reduces average fixed cost. On the other hand, average total cost increases after 400 pizzas of production. It happens when more workers are employed by using the same equipment that is being operated at nearly to the maximum capacity. This equipment may break down from time to time that reduces productivity per workers. This scenario is called as decreasing marginal returns. Marginal cost is the change in total cost due to 1 unit increases in total output. For calculating marginal cost, use the change in total cost divided by change in quantity of production. For instance, in table 9.3, when smoothies output increases from 5 to 6 gallons per hour, marginal cost is $1.8 per hour. Marginal cost has a U-shaded curve as well. Marginal cost intersects average variable cost curve and average total cost curve at their minimum points. Therefore, when marginal cost is less than average total cost, the total average cost decreases. On the other hand, when marginal cost is more than average total cost, the average total cost increases. In economics, Short run is referred to a period which has fixed cost of production. Table 12.4 shows the production cost in short run. From the economics perspective, there is no fixed cost in long run. In other words, all costs are variable in long run. Therefore, a firm has sufficient time to change its plant size and number of workers employed. Changes of plant size include renting a bigger building and buying more number of machines for production. Assuming that a firm can change its plant size from ATC1 to ATC2, 3, and 4, then its cost of producing a given output will change based on the chosen plant size. The long-run average cost curve of a firm is the lowest attainable average total cost of producing each output, which is shown as a dark blue curve. When a firm changes the size of its plant in long run, it might experience economies of scale, or constant returns to scale, or diseconomies of scale. Economies of scale is a situation when a firm's long-run average cost reduces when it increases the quantity of output. Economies of scale is mainly due to greater specialization of labor and capital. This increases efficiency of workers. In the figure, economies of scale happens as output increases up to 9 gallons per hour. Constant returns to scale is a situation in which a firm's long-run average cost remains unchanged. It happens when percentage increase of plant size is equal to percentage increase of output. It occurs when a firm is able to replicate its existing production facility, including its management system. By referring to the figure, constant returns to scale happens for outputs between 9 to 12 gallons an hour. After going through the production cost lecture slides, students should be able to distinguish between fixed and variable cost, followed by recognizing and describing the shape of average fixed cost, average variable cost, and average total cost. Then learning the relationship between marginal cost and average total cost. It is important to notice the difference between long-run and short-run cost. Lastly, students should understand the concept of economies of scale, constant returns to scale, and diseconomies of scale.